Hey guys, my name is Anthony and in today's video I'm going to be bringing you episode 11 of my Alfa Romeo Drivers Career Mode series. So if you're new to the channel and you want to see more videos similar to this, make sure to hit the like button and stick around by subscribing to the channel. So as you can see, as usual, we're just checking the R&D, just trying to familiarize ourselves because it's been a little bit since I've done the live stream of episode 10, which I'll leave at the top right hand side of the screen. And as you can see, our Alfa Romeo car is getting better and better each weekend, but as we move into qualifying now, we end up with a fault pretty much straight away. And I had actually forgotten that in the live stream for the previous episode that I used short qualifying, so I had forgotten about that. So this is short qualifying as well, and also we've got a 10-place grid penalty for an engine component change, which is energy storage system or something like that. But as you can see, we did our first lap and we did an 18.6, which put us in P7, which I was actually pretty happy with. So I ended up going out for another lap, and this lap ended up being the quickest lap of the session. So what I'm going to do is leave you guys here and show you a lap of Monza uninterrupted.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
So as we come up to Parabolica now, this was a pretty good lap. I was actually really happy with it. And as you can see, we're about 5 tenths up as we come out of Parabolica now. And as we cross the line, we do a 1 minute 18.1, which puts us in P4 at the time. So I was pretty happy with that because it meant that we weren't going to be straight last because we still have that 10-place grid penalty. But as you can see, we come out for one final run. We actually made it. But sadly, I just didn't get the first chicane right, so I ended up just abandoning the lap straight away. So once qualifying was finished now, we ended up in P5. So with the 10-place grid penalty that we've got, we're going to be in P15 for the start of this race, and it is going to be a full wet race here at Monza. So we could have gone even quicker if we had had our dry setup. So I'll leave you guys here and let you see the race.
Welcome back to one of only 2 countries that has held a race every year since the very first Formula 1 World Championship in 1950. It is, of course, Italy, one of the great racing nations, and it's time to get underway for the Italian Grand Prix. With the rain coming down here at the 3.6-mile Monza circuit, the low drag setups preferred by most teams could cause them some problems in today's Grand Prix. So watch out for cars struggling for grip around Parabolica, the last and most demanding of this track's 11 corners. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Now, let's talk about Charles Leclerc. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Max Verstappen and Stroll, Giovinazzi, Ricciardo, Ocon and Charles Leclerc. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Sainz, Gasly, Daniel Kvyat and Norris, Iceman, Albon, Kevin Magnussen and Roman Grosjean. Latifi and George Russell ends our grid lineup. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Okay guys, so as you've seen from the starting grid, we're starting right after Lando Norris, our new rival, because of our 10th place grid penalty. We would have been starting in 5th place, but because of our engine component change, which I believe was the energy storage, because of that, we are now starting in P15. So the race strategy is going to be a full wet race, so it's intermediates to intermediates. And because it's a full wet race, I've decided to go with 1 lap less fuel than the amount of laps in the race. So underfueled the car by a lap, so hopefully that means that we can have a lot of speed in the first stint, which will allow us to really push our way throughout the field. But yeah, let's get into it, and I'll see you guys once the formation lap's been done. 3, 4, 5 lights. And away we go. Oh, had a bit of a slide there. Going into 5th gear. Gotta get the car slowed down behind Kvyat. We do make up quite a few positions as we sort of squeeze our way past signs. There we go. We're now in 12th place behind Kvyat, our old rival. We've got no wing damage there. I thought we might have gotten some wing damage from that little contact with signs, but we didn't, luckily. I'm gonna try my best to take advantage of the AI. We'll get a little bit of oversteer. Trying to get on the power there. I'm gonna try and take advantage of the AI during this first lap. Kvyat's pulling away slightly. I'm hoping that on this first stint we can really make a lot of positions. Gotta use some of the overtake now. Try and get away from signs a little bit. As you can see, the AI are pretty slow as we're catching up already. We've got quite a lot of straight line speed, so I'm definitely hoping that that's gonna play into our favor here. Had to take a scary real careful there, which is put signs on our front foot there. Our back foot, I should say. And here we go, we've got the first lap pretty much over and done with now. So what I'm going to do is focus now and try and get myself into a favourable position, and if anything interesting happens, as we might actually overtake Kvyat here if I use some more of the overtake. As he's going to squeeze us, we're going to go on the outside. And there we go. Pretty much got the move there, so we can just squeeze him out. There we go, so we passed Kvyat, but as I said, get my head down, try and get ourselves past Ricciardo and get into these points positions early on. So I'll see you guys when something interesting does happen, other than that nice move on Kvyat we just did there. Oh, sort of pushed our way past Ricciardo there. I did mean to go for the move, but I didn't realise we were that far behind him. So it ended up turning into quite the aggressive move there. Luckily there's no DRS because we're in wet conditions, or else we would have been screwed coming on this straight here. But luckily our straight line speed is going to help us, especially with the overtake. Alright, we're catching Ocon now. So hopefully in the next little bit we can go for the move. I've been concentrating quite a lot just to catch them up, so they are quick in this Renault car. Even though the Renault car is slightly slower than ours on paper, it does seem as if they've got a lot behind the engine, because yeah, Ocon's catching up to my teammate who is in the same car as me, so ideally he should have the same engine, and yet he's still losing out on time compared to Ocon. So I don't know if Renault have been upgrading their engine, but it might be a little bit of a difficult task to get past him right now, but we'll try our best. The sooner we can get past him and my teammate, the sooner we can move on to the higher points positions there. Just trying to really do damage limitation in this race, really, to be honest. We're not going to be able to pass him, it doesn't look like, on this straight, even with overtake. Again, that straight line speed, as you can see, is there, so I don't know, maybe they've been upgrading their engine. Alright, as you can see, we've got 73% tyre wear on our back left there, so it's time to pit in now. I'm not really sure why there's so much tyre wear on those back tyres, which is making me a little bit nervous for this second stint, but as you heard, Hamilton's got some issues there, so you know, if they end up being terminal, then that will be a free position for us. But now we just need to focus on getting into the pit, so I'll see you guys once we've got into the pits. There we are. Rounding off Parabolica now. Max is going in, but Stroll's staying out. And there we go, our teammate's got to stay out. Maybe we can actually hold up some people. No, maybe not. I was hoping we'd hold up Hamilton a little bit more. And we're the ones who ended up getting held up from Verstappen a little bit, which is annoying. Alright, that was a pretty smooth pit. Now, on these tyres, have to try and make them last, because 73% is a lot of tyre wear on that back left rear there. So, I'm going to try and be cautious when it comes to putting the power down. There we go, we're going to try and go for a move on Verstappen. And there we go. Into the second chicane, we managed to get the move done on Verstappen, and we're in the top 7 now. Now our next target is Lance Stroll. I'd hopefully like to pass him within the next couple of laps. Just have to keep up the pace. We're doing pretty well in the wet conditions. Just keep up what we're doing and we should be fine. Let's go in defensive. Try and squeeze him out, and there we go. Try and get a better exit than him. He's still going on the inside here, he's fighting this one. I'm going to use some overtake just to try and get ahead of him before this braking zone. And there we go, another move into that chicane. Pretty much my worst part on the track. I don't like that second chicane, and yet here we are, making 2 pretty decent moves around that chicane, so pretty happy with that. And now we've got Perez up next, who's 4 seconds ahead, so we've got a lot of pushing to do. Got to get my head down and continue doing what I've been doing. Alright, so coming up to the end of lap 23 now, and this is going to be very close because my tyre wear right now is pretty bad. I'll show you guys once we get onto the straight here. Let's get the traction down. As you guys can see, we've still got 4 laps to go, and I'm at 68%. So on that back rear tyre, it's going to be close. We might end up with a puncture. I can feel it in the back rear. On the left hand side, I can feel it. This is going to be very close, but I'm going to try and get past Perez and try and get our position back from where we would have started. And then if we can do that, then maybe I'll try and cruise for the last 3 laps, whilst obviously defending the position from Perez. But this is definitely going to be a close one. Alright, this is going to be close. It's the final lap of the race, and some of the guys behind who were ahead of us ended up pitting for new tyres. But as you can see, Perez and I have decided to risk it and try and stay on the tyres that we're on. So I'm going to go for the move for the lead. And there we go. If we can manage to stay ahead of these guys, we would have just finessed the entire grid. Oh. This is close, this is really close. As you can see, my tyres are on 89% and we've only got a couple of corners to go. This is going to be very close. I'm so nervous right now. I'm actually sweating. We've just got one more corner, can we do it? Please, no puncture coming out of this corner. I don't know how we've done it, guys. I don't know how we've done it. But we've completely finessed the entire grid to win the Italian Grand Prix.
Yes, you've done it. Well done.
Here we are then, a thoroughly deserved win in Italy after another excellent Grand Prix. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think the key here was just the quality of the racecraft, you know? I mean, how many overtakes did they make overall? I'm sure we have a stat person keeping score somewhere, and it was fantastic to watch, wasn't it? This is a strategic sport at the end of the day, but it's always really gratifying to see close-fought battles on track. It's what all the fans are after.
Looks like they're on their way out to the podium now, and what a result this is! And a popular one with the crowd as well. Great stuff to see the Alfa Romeo team on top here today.
Okay guys, I really don't know how we've managed to do it, but I'm assuming that the tyre wear on some of the AI were a bit too high and they decided to go into the pits. We decided to risk it all and stay on those tyres. We had about 90% on our rear left tyre by the end of the race, but it paid off because we won our first race in our career mode series here, with Valtteri Bottas coming in second place and Sergio Perez on the podium as well. And we've got Vettel, Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen, my teammate Giovinazzi, who he had an okay race, you know, it's solid points, so I'm okay with that. And then we've got Lance Stroll and Sainz rounding off the points finish. And then we've got Albon, Ocon, Kvyat, my rival Norris, Magnussen, Grosjean, Gasly, Latifi and George Russell being the finishers, with Daniel Ricciardo being the only retirement. So what does that do for the standings? Well, it doesn't really do much, to be honest with you. We are still in 6th place. Perez and Giovinazzi both move up, but for the constructors, once again, not really much going on here. We've got 105 points now, so we've pushed away from Renault. We've done what we needed to do, and now we've got our target set on trying to catch up Red Bull as much as we can. So pretty insane race, you know, Italian team winning at Monza, but it's not Ferrari, so I'm pretty happy with that, guys. So I'm going to check the back end to see if there's anything we need to do in terms of upgrades. If not, I'll probably end the video there, so I'll see you guys. Okay guys, so finishing off today's video, we made one upgrade to the aerodynamics. Basically what happened is our rear wing upgrade, it failed, so we had to redo it. But other than that, all the other upgrades came through just fine. We're going to keep the amount of points that we've got now because we really need to start building up some points just in case we end up with a regulation change or just to be able to do more major upgrades to the car. So we're going to keep our car the way it is now for a little bit and save up some R&D points. But as you can see, we've pushed up quite a lot. We've moved up to the 5th fastest car on the grid now, so we're above McLaren, we're above AlphaTauri, and we're above Renault now. So the car is definitely shaping up to be a very competitive car, and clearly it is, as we just won the Italian Grand Prix. So I'm going to end the video off here. If you want to see more Alfa Romeo Career Mode series videos, make sure to hit the like button and stick around by subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video.